And I want to get to that too, because I got to a part where Nori was talking about possible verses with
Yep.
those two. And, when Outkast's name came up, they're like, And I think that, and they said something, they said, basically they need to be matched up with New York hip hop. And I get it, I understand it, but it's like, I guess it feels like no matter how lyrical down south MCs get, I think that there is a thing where New York MCs just feel like can't be matched up. But he did say something. Raekwon did say something I thought was interesting. He said a good matchup for Busta Rhymes would be Lil Wayne.
Mike, some of the points that they made are points that we made.
Yeah. People be watching the show.
No. I peeped that. They said a lot of things that we've said on some prior shows, but that's neither here nor there.
The Styles and Jadakiss, I think they said they wanted that, but obviously Jada has done like 2 verses, so he's out of here with that. I don't think that there's anybody else to match them up with, that's an unofficial group. Because again, I think that Dre and Big Boy aren't a great matchup because they're just an official group and their catalog is just crazy, right? But Ray and Ghost have a crazy catalog together as well.
Nas and AZ come to mind.
Do they have enough material?
See, that's the thing about it. They only have about 10 or 11 records together that I know of. And so you would find yourself having to dig to put something together. Like you would have to get off into the firm shit, affirmative action. You get what I'm saying? Like you would have to use everything that they've done together, I think, to get to a point. But in terms of a duo, the lyrical capability, the same air, that would actually be the best one. It's just Nas and A don't have enough material.
I'm interested to see, somebody said it in the chat. Why didn't like Meth and Red's name come up? Because they seem to be very similar in that light. Maybe because, same crew or whatever, but
right.
I think Meth and Red, that would be very entertaining.
That would be very entertaining. No. The entertainment factor would be high on that. They spoke to the LL Cool J Busta Rhymes thing. They spoke to the Kane Rock M thing.
Yeah, and we did a whole LL and Busta Rhymes mock versus. So yeah, I guess somebody's been seeing something.
Yeah, it got like almost 20,000 views, Mike. I think somebody's seen it.
Somebody may have come across it. Who knows? But
it's possible.
Listen, I don't think LL and Busta are a good one. We broke it down, right? LL just has super big records. And I feel what people are saying as far as the performance aspect of it with Busta Rhymes. But I think Lil Wayne's a good one. I don't think Wayne's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I think I've said this on shows before. I said Lil Wayne is probably the best matchup for him.
No, we have both talked about how that would be a fascinating matchup, and Lil Wayne is one of those guys that's kind of transcended a couple eras too.
Yeah.
And catalog-wise, has enough stuff to pull out to make it a fair fight. Wayne's biggest problem is what you're gonna pull out.
If they actually want to do one, and I know everybody's watching the show, and we got a lot of people in the room right now. They need to just go ahead and do one with Method Man and Redman. Saying it's a Wu-Tang thing, and you got 2 artists who have a catalog of their own as individuals, and they have catalogs with each other. I think it's awesome. I think it'd be a great versus if they want to do one. I don't know about the Styles and Jada, man, because again, Styles and Jada kind of did that thing already with the Dipset.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and it kind of leaves out Sheik too, and I think that's unfair that Sheik continuously gets, left out of these situations like he's not in the group. Because they don't even have a group name, Styles and Jada. You know what I mean?
Right. So that's why I'm thinking of like some unofficial duos that would probably be like a pertinent matchup. And here's the thing, and I normally don't say this, but when it comes to Ghost and Ray, because the slang is so high and so heavy on so many of their greatest stuff, no, a New York rapper is what makes more sense. I wouldn't necessarily like. I mean, I love Outkast. I love Ray and Ghost. I don't necessarily want to see that either. It's almost too conflicting. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we just saw when we did the mock verses with Mobb Deep and Outkast. It's like on some hip hop rap shit. It feels like it's tough. I mean, Outkast is a tough matchup because of their catalog, but their diversity, it hurts them in certain hip hop matchups.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they don't have those certified classic hip hop bangers like "Give Up the Goods," "Survival of the Fittest," "Shook Ones Part 2."
Like their hip hop shit is more isn't their bigger records, right? Like they have records that are so big that they dwarf their hip hop records. Unfortunately,
no, that's what I'm saying. Like their hip hop records are "Ain't No Thing," "Over the Woods." You know what I'm saying? Their hip hop records, "Wheels of Steel." You know. Yeah.
Benz or Beamer, like we love those records, but when people see Outkast and think of Outkast, they're not thinking of those records. Like if we're talking about the mainstream versus audience,
right? It's like you can't, like Mike. You know how we both feel about Benz or Beamer. That's a top 5 Outkast song for me. That's a top 3 for you, right?
Yeah, straight up.
Top 3 for you is top 5 for me, Mike. Benz or Beamer is not beating incarcerated Scarfaces.
No, it's not.
You feel me? Not in the verses.
What exactly is beating incarcerated Scarfaces from Cass? Because again, it was one of those. It was one of those records.
With that.
Huh?
I might have been reaching with the incarcerated Scarfaces. We talking about Ray's, masterpiece records.
Right. So. But again, I mean, I put out Elevators on you, and you beat me with something. I forgot what it was, but I'm like, really? People think this record's better than Elevators? Okay.
I think it was Give Up the Goods, Mike.
Was it Give Up the Goods? I think it was.
I think it was Give Up the Goods. Yeah, I think it was Give Up the Goods I beat you with. But I told you, Mike, don't know. Man, I mean, Mike, Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep, they just got some classic East Coast shit that you're not beating them unless you're putting them up against each other. It's like, no, you want to Give Up the Goods, it's like, go get Triumph or Cream.
I mean, honestly, I don't think there's anybody to match Wu-Tang up with, period. I know Nori said the Dungeon Family, which I think is really dope that he said that. I like that he said that.
I thought it was dope that he said that. So can we say something about Nori right quick? Because you already said it. I can't think of an interview that he gave that was better than this one.
No, me either.
In terms of him, like you said, as an actual media journalist, because even his stories where he was interrupting, he was kind of tying and looping it back in, like he reeled them, like the Biggie the Biggie snippet that everybody's been playing. Like, when you watch the interview, it's like Nori actually fed and baited them into the Biggie conversation like a real astute journalist does. He didn't just start off by like, "Yo, what's up with that Purple Tape skit shit?"
Right?
Like he didn't hit him like that. He actually told a story about him being with C's and Big, and he kind of, even Ghost was like, "Yo," he's like, "I seen what you did right there." Ghost is like calling him out on it, be like, "Oh, I seen what you did, how you pulled that together." Even EFN is like, "Yo, I didn't know what he was doing till he like came with it." So like Nori's like stepped his chops up.
People are listening to us. Great interview though.
That's neither here nor there, but he is doing a nice job.
No, it's great for hip hop, man. It's great,
right?
For hip-hop.
It's no. So that's why I was about to say it's great when you can see somebody who was a rap star that kind of became a media personality that is actually like, what I like to call building up his journalistic integrity in his new field. And it's just, it was a dope watch because of that. You know what I mean? Because I'm like you, Mike. Sometimes his sidebar conversations, I'm like, Nori. But no, this was dope.
Yeah.
His stories made sense. They tied back into the shit Ray and Ghost was on,
Don says Wu-Tang versus NWA. I like that.
I don't like that for NWA.
You don't? We spin it off, or we do some Dre shit. We do some Cube shit. Why not? No. You can do Dre.
If
we could do some Dre shit and Cube shit, just like they can do some Ray shit and some Ghost shit, yeah, I like that. I like that for NWA.
It's better. They still gonna lose though, Mike. Because they got meth shit, they got Ray shit, they got Ghost shit. Like meth Ray and Ghost shit is enough to beat almost any crew or collective that you want to go get.
No,
like,
real shit.
Real shit.
Lex P, what up, Lex P? He said, "Hey, Mike, we're gonna talk about that LeBron fight." Nah,
I didn't watch the clip. Was it a fight?
No, it was an elbow. It was a alleged cheap shot, and Isaiah.
Was it a cheap shot?
Alleged cheap shot. You know, when players get older, you know, they start doing a little, you know, they change up their game. We saw it with Kevin Garnett.
No, Kevin Garnett was always like that.
He kind of became slight dirty in his older age, and I like Boston.
No, I'm a big KG fan.
All right, well, what I saw was, you know, he elbowed the guy. He felt like it was a cheap shot. His eyes was bleeding. He was ready to fight LeBron. LeBron wasn't ready to fight him, and everybody was pulling him off. And he acted like he was cool, like he was going to go back to the locker room, and he rushed again. And so, you know, it's I haven't really done a lot of research today on the aftermath of it, but LeBron got ejected. That's what kind of, you know, put my antennas up. I don't think I've ever remembered LeBron ever getting ejected from a game in his 19-year career.
You know, just men of his age, you know, shouldn't be fighting.
Yeah, Don said cheap
age,
shot
I mean,
for
our
real.
age, same age bracket, yeah.
It said cheap shot for real. Said sad for LeBron. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get suspended, you know, but it was a flagrant 2 off the rip. I don't remember Jordan ever getting ejected from the game. I remember when he got in that fight with Reggie Miller. They ejected Reggie Miller.
You know, here's what I'll say to that. He's been pretty flawless as any major superstar has ever been. So
yeah. I can't wait to watch. I can't wait to watch Skip Bayless's coverage on it because he was tweeting, and I'm sure some of y'all out there probably saw it this morning on with Skip and Shannon. But yeah, he was tweeting last night. It's like I can't wait for tomorrow. So, but anyway, we can probably talk about that next show or whatever when I do a little bit more research on it. But it looked wild, man. Dude was bleeding like crazy, man, and he was ready to put hands on LeBron. I mean, he's 20 years old. He don't give a fuck.
Right. It's like going to fight your uncle or your daddy, though.
You know, it happens, right?